Nothing left to lose now. Everything to prove now. Long as I'm alive, I'ma fight back. My fire never cools down. I'm about to catch fire. Yeah, I'm about to catch fire. Get ready for the new me. Get ready for the new me. Try to hold me down and I go higher. Try to put me out and I go wilder. I'm a fighter, a survivor. Stand back while I catch fire.
Welcome, surf fans, to the official WSL Post Show from the U.S. Open of Surfing Huntington Beach, presented by Shiseido. I'm Chris Cote. This is Calais Carranza. That is Pete Mel. We have been watching all day long. We've seen 18 different types of conditions throughout the day, and we wrapped it up with yet another stellar heat in less than stellar conditions, but we have the best surfers on the planet who make these waves look really fun, and you're going to have to work for it. But what we saw right there was proof in the pudding that these are very talented individuals.
Yeah, and it was cool to see Billy and Cam move on through. Unfortunate for Ruben and Gaspar, who had a really good performance yesterday. I mean, only 2 advanced, Pete.
Yeah, that's true. And I will say I'm going to throw a little shout out to the North American youngsters. Guys like Jake Marshall, Nolan Raposa, Cam Richards, the North American young guys that are coming up. Griffin Colapinto, I mean, you know he's on the championship tour, but these guys got through conditions in their home breaks right here and making the fans here on the beach proud.
No doubt. Well, let's take a look back at what just happened, the last heat of the day. Definitely providing some fireworks and inspiration for small wave surfers all over the planet. It started with this guy right here, South Carolina's Cam Richards. Pretty much took the lead early and kept it for, 25 of the 30 minutes and got the tube of the day.
Basically, just continuing from where he left off yesterday. He had those big airs and just looking really loose and connecting with the lip nicely.
How good does Stearman look? I mean, he's been at this a long time, and he still looks as fresh as ever. You know, he has been clawing at that opportunity to get on the championship tour. Not quite there yet, but this is the time, and he knows it. So he's putting in the extra effort. This run and leg right now, I mean, he left New Zealand. He's not going to be able to go back until this Challenger Series is over.
Well, Billy Stearman with success, and with success comes post-heat interviews with Kaipo Guerrero. Here we go.
That's right, Chris. Billy, taking a win, I mean, look, it wasn't pretty out there. It's tough, but sometimes those must be the most fulfilling victories when you know it's going to be tough.
Yeah, you just got to grind through those. The conditions are pretty tough out there. Those little lefts are quite short and sharp, but I like going left. I'm from Raglan, so yeah, I'm stoked to push through that heat and progress to the next day.
I want to talk a little bit about home, New Zealand, Aotearoa, representing your country at the Olympics. You're kind of a star over there. You got the country. Actually, you got the country behind you, really supporting you.
Yeah, for sure. I'm the only Kiwi here doing the Challenger Series as well. I basically had to crowdfund as well while I was at home before coming away to pay for my trip, and I had a few people come on board and help me out. So, yeah, I guess I got the whole country behind me. My wife, I've chosen to come away and spend. I don't even know when I'll be home. So, yeah, I'm stoked to make a few heats and represent New Zealand pretty good.
Thank you for your time. Great surfing. We'll see you in the next round, the round of 24.
Thank you very much.
Billy Stearman, I mean, great guy, incredible athlete, force of positivity. Can't help but cheer for Billy Stearman. I would love to see that New Zealander on the championship tour. And with surfing like that, he's a sure bet. But we'll see what happens. This is the Challenger Series. We know how challenging it can be. Let's take a look back at some of our heats of the day, starting with Heat 11. The women's division went off this morning. Caitlin Simmers from Oceanside, California, came correct. She is basically surfing up a division, one of the youngest competitors in this draw.
15 years old.
Oh, and she was ripping.
And I'll give a shout out to Johnny Daniels, who has been working with Caitlin Simmers. And Johnny Danger Daniels, he was down here helping out. He helped her at the Supergirl, so some great success happening there. But her surfing, so talented, and especially at such a young age, Khaled.
Yeah, she's been ripping. We've seen her in Huntington Beach at the juniors, but now getting a little bit more comfortable surfing against the big dogs.
Yeah, and this was a big heat for Caitlin, who advanced through with Sarah Wakita. They actually took out the veteran, Lakey Peterson, who had some flashes of brilliance returning from injury. So it was great to see Lakey Peterson in a jersey, no matter how she finished. But Sarah Wakita strong performance from this young Japanese surfer with a huge future. Cannot wait to see what happens next in the women's division here, round of 64. So, no shortage of talent in the women's draw. Everyone with a proper shot of taking the title. And Caitlin Simmers, you can't say enough about this young surfer. I mean, she could still be competing in the juniors division for the next 5 years.
Right, pretty much, until 20.
And she'll be back at it potentially tomorrow. Now let's flip it over and head to the men's division, which has been a hard-fought battle from beginning to end of all of our heats. And this was yet another biggie. This was young gun Shun Murakami, veteran Vasco Ibero. Vasco, a former world junior champion from Portugal. And never doubt this guy, because he will make you pay for it.
He's been wanting to get on tour for so many years. Seeing Federico Moraes advance, make it on through, have a stellar performance in many top wave events. Pete, now Vasco, if he can just crack the CT with this new format, we could be seeing big things from him.
It's very true, especially when you get into the fact that we're going to his home break very soon after this. But this one, to me, I felt like, in my eyes, Bravo won this heat. Or not won this heat, but he advanced out of this heat. There was an error that he did very early. The first error we saw of the day, and it was a nice tail high one. Ended up being a 4.93. Come on, guys, up there. To my eyes, that was a bit more than that. And that would have been the difference. It was he needed a 5.04. But, nothing to take away from this guy who surfed very, very well. But, Bravo, in my eyes, made that heat.
Yeah, Shun Murakami put on a stellar performance. That was a really close battle. I mean, every heat so tight. You look at the scores throughout the day, and everything counted. Everything mattered. Shun Murakami, laser-like precision. He was definitely a small wave wizard, and he'll charge big waves, too. We've seen what he can do at Pipeline. Another well-rounded surfer in the field.
Well, I mean, Canoa said he sees Shun on tour, and with surfing like this, we might see it in 2022.
And, again, that was at the very end of the heat, needing a 5.04. We were hoping to see him get his opportunity. Just didn't happen for him. And, it's how things work. It's judges upstairs, they saw it a different way.
Yeah, well, when it's that close, it can go either way. We had two stellar surfers make it through that heat, and more to come. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be back with your Super 73 ride of the day and your top 5 of the day. So stay tuned. Welcome back to the U.S. Open of Surfing post show, the only official post show from the beach live in Huntington Beach, California. Chris Cote here with Kale Carranza and Pete Mel. And guess what? Guys, we're about to talk about the Super 73 Wave of the Day. This is an award that is given out to the highest single wave score of the day. And today, it's all about the young surfer from Japan, Shun Murakami. Here goes Shun Murakami.
Comes from waves very similar to this. Wow, this combination on the short break goes lethal.
767. Huge start for this young surfer from Japan. That was your Super 73 ride of the day. Much better than the ride I took on a Super 73 early where I nearly crashed. So that was all on
You wearing a helmet?
me. No, I was in the sand. It was a whole thing. But speaking of whole things, we've got your whole top 5 all wrapped up with a bow and ready for you. And we're going to start straight from the top at number 5. One of the winningest surfers to ever do it from here in Huntington Beach, California. I'm talking about Courtney Conlogue. She had some tense, stressful moments in her heat. Very grindy early this morning in heat 13. But Courtney Conlogue, well, she's a warrior. And she took the win here, advancing through in heat 14.
She had to grind it. You know, there was some tough conditions in the higher tide. Although she's very comfortable in these types of waves, it was tough. And she was able to grind it out and get advancement. Good job by Courtney, because she would be one of the favorites at this event. She did not requalify for the CT, so this is their chance to get in there and get back on the championship tour.
Well, from Courtney, we're going to go to number 4, Shino Matsuda. She had a 7.33 and a 5.6. Big heat total to advance through.
I was really impressed by the way she was surfing because she seemed a little bit more relaxed. Sometimes in competition, I feel like the nerves kind of get to her a little bit. We haven't really seen her full potential, but now she's opening up more, finding the right waves, and not an ounce of nerves in her surfing.
For me, she was the highlight surfer of the day on the women's draw. I mean, just looked like, as you said, just relaxed. Board was just flowing. Look at, she's not even trying, and she's just gliding into this inside section. Just no one else had that same kind of rhythm.
Yeah, she made it look really easy. That big snap right there, the smile on her face says it all. Shino Matsuda surfs through a tough day of competition, and she'll be on to surf potentially tomorrow. That brings us to the veteran. This guy is always fun to watch, especially here in Huntington Beach, because he just got a knack for getting radical out here no matter what the conditions are like.
If he gets a good result here, he is very, very dangerous on the European leg. Obviously in Hawaii, really comfortable, but we haven't really talked about Pat too much, Pete, but he could be a guy that we could see on tour.
Oh, 100%. I mean, you mentioned this, and I mean, he's got, looks like the equipment that it's going to get him through a few heats. It's just a matter of him choosing the right part of the beach to surf on, not making any mistakes, because everything else looks great. I see him going pretty far in this event.
I appreciate the push by Patrick Gadauskas as well, because of course we know what he's capable of at Haleiwa, which is the 4th and final Challenger Series event. So good luck. Hard not to cheer for any of the Gadauskas brothers, but especially Patrick. And then we go towards the end of the day. Our ultimate surfer, Ezekiel Lau. He grinded through heat 4, a 6.40 and a 6.37, a solid way to advance through this heat. Really fun to watch. Power reigning supreme for Zeke Lau.
And it was really interesting how he was in here talking about the fact that he was riding a different board each and every heat that he's been in here, just trying to figure it out in heat competition, which is very confident that he's got his boards, that tapped in. But he said he felt a lot better today, and he did look a lot better today.
I had a chance to talk to him right after the heat, and I was looking at his boards, both round pins. I was going, really, round pin here? He's like, that's what I like. It feels good under my feet. I'm not going to change it at all.
So Ezekiel Lau is on a great competitive roll. And more to come from this strong Hawaiian powerhouse. Put him on your list of threats to win the U.S. Open of surfing.
Then you get the ultimate surfer, right?
Yeah, he's on a roll. He's on a roll. And speaking of being on a roll, our number 1 spot is going to go to a surfer from Encinitas, California.
Mihimana, though, was on fire this heat. He found the waves. He did really big, difficult maneuvers on the inside. And not only did he do them and land them, but under pressure, which is not easy to do here at Huntington.
No, he didn't. And he actually was solid as could be. And those 2 frontside airs, and that's what he knew he had to pull out in this heat. He had to get the off the top air reverses on tap. He'd been working on them at his home break in Papara, and it paid off in a big way here.
Mickey Montembre there, powering his way through for a big, convincing heat victory. And we want to say...
He's practicing it on the beach.
Yeah. Well, with all that flying by, just want to reiterate, so Courtney Conlogue, she did qualify. There's numbers flying everywhere.
Oh, sorry.
And this is the Challenger
My
Series.
bad.
No, so it's all happening so fast. There's still going to be big numbers flying across the board. That right there was Mickey Montembre, not Jake Marshall. So for our top 5, you just witnessed a big day of surfing right there, and more to come tomorrow. And let me test the conditions here. Oh, yep.
Still on
the
shore.
wind's dying, so tomorrow is going to be really fun. We're going to leave you guys with some highlights on the day. Tune back in tomorrow, same time, same place, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time here in Huntington Beach, California. There will be more from the U.S. Open of Surfing Huntington Beach, presented by Shiseido.
See you tomorrow.
Good morning and welcome to the U.S. Open of Surfing Huntington Beach, California, presented by Shiseido. It is another beautiful autumn morning here on the California coastline. We see the young Katie Simmers looking really good on that board under her feet.
That was silky. Got Sarah Wakita looking at this one.
Now she's looking for that big finish, and there we go.
Wow, that's going to be her best wave and apply a ton of pressure onto Lakey here. Last
Lakey,
chance.
having a look. She's chasing that 5.80.
Tough return to competition for Lakey.
Zoe up and riding, and Spicy on the inside. That was a great 2-turn combo.
Courtney Conlogue trying to make this connection to the inside. The wave's going to steepen up. Does so solid on the finish. And here is Betty Lou, Sakura Johnson. Nice snap on the inside, has to hang on if she wants to score, and does so.
Look at that snap from Shino. Incredible negotiation into the inside section. Brisa, is she going to be able to pull it off?
Nice.
Wow, that was a great little snap. You could see those fins flare out in a second as well.
This is up and riding.
Goes in for a big finish. And she'll ride out clean.
It's getting grindy out there, but you got to earn it. This is the Challenger Series, and we have got a stacked heat to start this men's round of 48. Heat 1, Jack Robinson. That's a completed Air 360. Mickey Montembre, bam, straight to the air. Can he ride out clean?
I would say
He
so.
does, yeah.
Jake Marshall. For a big guy, he's got some light feet.
Boom. Whipping his board around into the wind. Nolan Raposa.
Griffin.
Oh.
Showing us why he is number 6 in the world.
This copyrighted event broadcast is produced by the World Surf League for broadcast around the world and may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the written consent of the World Surf League.